Hello and welcome to the SheerLuxe Show. I'm Polly Sayer and we have a really great show for you today. Charlotte sits down with Louise Thompson and has a very honest conversation about her journey to motherhood and her mental health. It's absolutely heartbreaking and she is incredibly eloquent. We are huge fans of hers. Then Nana hits the high street to pick up some last-minute holiday bits and wow, does she find some goodies. But first, let me introduce our very stylish guests. First up, stylist and editor of Overdress, Emma Rose Thatcher, content creator and athlete Marilyn, and stylist and founder of the Foxx Closet, Juliette Fox. So lovely to see you all. How are we all doing?
Yeah, we're good, thanks.
Oh, very nice. Very good. Juliette, first time on the sofa.
I'm so excited and a little bit nervous, but more excited.
Definitely excited. I think Hodge met you at Girls Aloud.
Yes.
How was that?
The perfect place to meet.
Yeah. Where better?
It was so much fun. Honestly, we screamed so much that day and we danced so much and they unlocked so many core memories. I was remembering lyrics from 10 years ago, which is insane.
Yeah.
Do you stand with the underground?
Yes,
Of
they
course.
did.
It was so
They flew
nostalgic.
in on motorcycles at one point and it was amazing.
They look
Motorcycles.
incredible as well.
It was so cool.
So
it was
iconic.
amazing.
Yeah, there's something about I don't know, I can't remember what I did last week, but I can remember song lyrics from 15 years ago. Something went wrong with my brain.
I think it's the rhythm
Yeah, possibly.
or something.
Yeah,
It's the sound of the underground.
it never leaves you.
Absolutely. Well, it's really lovely to have you all here. 3 very stylish women on the sofa. So I thought we'd ask you some style advice. So what I want to know from you guys is what's your best piece of styling advice to help you get dressed in the morning? What makes it easier? Juliette, I'll come to you first.
Oh, so the best piece of styling advice I ever received is actually from my mother. 2 things she said. Well, one, she said, if you're not willing to die in that outfit, if you don't want to be seen dead in that outfit, don't wear it. As a child, she would tell me this, which is basically whatever you put on, make it count, kind of. But then she also would say, if you want to make an outfit look more expensive, change the buttons, which I still do to this day. Like if you find something and it's inexpensive, somewhere, even if it's like the high street or a charity shop or a carpet or whatever, if you change the buttons, it will somehow look more expensive.
Okay, I never thought of that.
Yeah,
And actually, I'd
it makes
put
such a
Marilyn's
difference.
buttons on your shirt.
Yes, but this is already...
I know, but it really elevates it. Do you know what I mean? And any little hacks that you've got to keep things sitting in place, for example?
So I love shirts and I love oversized shirts. And one of my looks that I gravitate towards is having a belt over this white shirt and jeans. And before I put the jeans on, I tuck my shirt into my knickers.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
And then, belt it up and everything.
You have
So-
always got the perfect tux. That's
Thanks.
the secret.
Amazing. I'm going to try that one.
Yeah.
Emma, you've got so many great fashion tips on your Overdress, your website. So desperate to hear a little bit more.
Thank you. I
What do you say?
think for my style massively changed, when I really started creating mood boards and really sort of curating my inspiration. I think my wardrobe quite a few years ago was a bit of a mess and just things I'd collected over the years that I loved, but it was quite hard to put outfits together. So now I literally just swear by mood boards for whatever the occasion. It's create a mood board for it, create a vibe. And it's not even to copy and paste it. Sometimes it just sparks that little bit of inspiration to say last night, thinking about my outfit today, just someone wearing a grey suit just might have sparked this sort of look. And then I sort of think of ways to accessorise it. So yeah, I would say get creating those mood boards.
Okay, amazing. And tell us a little more about what we can find on Overdress, because for anyone that maybe doesn't know about it, I think it's an absolute treasure trove of advice.
Thank you. I guess it's the idea come from my mood board, so it's a space for me to keep all my moods, my edits and my looks. So it's just literally, hopefully there's lots of inspiration, lots of style tips on how to wear things and basically just everything I love put onto one website.
Yeah, well, it certainly looks lush. I personally have got loads of great ideas from that. And any specific products that you're loving this summer?
Well, at the minute, because I'm getting my legs out a little bit more sometimes, and we get the odd bit of sun, I have the Arborian CC body cream. So it almost acts like a tinted moisturiser, but for your body. So it just sort of helps smooth out the skin on my legs, gives a little bit of a glow. It's super moisturising. So yeah, and it's so easy to apply. I literally if I've decided to wear a short, like a skirt last minute, I can just grab it, put it on in seconds, and then it doesn't transfer onto your clothes.
Oh, good.
So yeah, I love that.
Okay, amazing.
It's
Let's
my
try
top tip
that.
for summer.
And Juliette, do you have any little products that you're loving?
I do, actually, similar to you about non-transferring, which is a big thing for me as well. So I use a got-to-be like freeze hold spray, which is technically a hairspray. Hear me out, sorry. I spray this got-to-be spray on my collar and let it dry. And then when I put my shirt on or whatever it is, turtlenecks especially, oh my God. By the end of the day, it's transfer proof. My makeup has not gone on it. And it's like I can wear anything all day long without that dreaded,
Does it wash out?
Yeah, it washes out.
Oh.
Put it in the washing machine. I was going to say the dishwasher. Put it in the washing machine. and you'll be fine. But what about you? What do you do?
Do you know what? I posted a little hack on my Instagram the other day about like if you're wearing like a dress and a jumper and you can't get the jumper on top to like sit in the right way, you just use a belt and then tuck it into the front, kind of like pull out a little bit. But then a few other people have suggested to me this thing called the basic band, and I think it's essentially like using a belt, but it's stretchy and a bit more comfortable, and you can buy it in a few different colours. And I think you can use it to tuck it in, but also to like make like a skirt the right length as well. So you put that over the top and then hoik it up a little bit, or like if you want to make a shirt a bit more cropped or something, you can use it like that. So
you don't see it, you sort of tuck over it.
Yeah.
Well,
So
Where do they?
I think it's just on their website, or the basic band.
Oh, okay.
So I might take a look at that.
Yeah.
And see if
I needed that when I was in school. I used to roll up my
Oh, you
school uniform. And then there's a group picture in my parents' home to this day. And they made us all take off our jumpers.
Yeah.
And then you just see everyone's normal skin is mine. It's just like, and it's all bunched up.
They're like
and rolled
flaring
up.
out.
And it's the one we all used to do.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. Such good tips. Thanks, ladies. Next up, a really important conversation with the wonderful Louise Thompson about maternal mental health and her journey from rock bottom to be able to function again. It's really well worth a watch.
Many people will know Louise Thompson from hit reality show Made in Chelsea, but in recent years it's her continued health struggles following the birth of her son Leo, which have kept her in the spotlight. Today she joins me to talk about the impact the last few years have had on both her physical and her mental health, and why she's finally ready to open up in her new book, Lucky, Learning to Live Again. The book is here. Welcome, Louise. As is Louise. You and your book.
We made it.
Here in the flesh. Thanks so much for coming to talk to me today. It's not an easy thing to talk about, I imagine. What's kind of got you to the point now? Is it simply time that you're able to talk about this?
That's such a good question. You're right, it's something that's really, really tricky to talk about, especially when you're kind of in the thick of it. And I think I've always been someone that's enjoyed talking and actually have done therapy quite a lot at various different points in my life and really enjoyed it. So it was odd at the beginning when I just completely lost my ability to talk. I couldn't talk at all. I practically became non-verbal. I couldn't even communicate with my family members to, get a shopping list like written down. Writing was something that I really enjoyed doing. So I was just writing all these notes and just like spilling stuff out, and every morning I'd wake up and have a shower and I'd just like have all these things that popped into my head. A year and a half after I had my son, when I started to be a little bit better, feel a little bit better, I had some conversations with some different publishers, and they said that they would love to work on a book together. There were times throughout the writing process where I really struggled with it, and especially when it came to kind of the editing. It was one thing like getting everything out, but then when I was going back, having to reread over the story, I would dissociate. I remember I would often work, I'd always try and get out of the house to work, sit there and I would go through the manuscript, and I couldn't do it. And every time I'd read it, I'd like see different things, and sometimes I would forget things, and I'd be like, oh, I haven't included that, and then it was in it. So it was, a lot of my brain felt quite jumbled. But now with the release of it, I'm finally in a good spot, and it's good because at least I'm able to sit here like a functional person and have conversations about it for all of the press stuff.
It must feel really liberating as well to get to the place where you're telling that story and it's not this, I was going to say it's not a huge emotional drain. I'm sure it still is in so many ways, but where at least that heaviness is gone.
Absolutely. Like I can think about it, I can talk about it from a logical standpoint. And sometimes I feel it does feel fake, and it's weird because I'll have conversations with people, and even again, like throughout the recovery, I might have seen someone kind of 2 years postpartum, and I would seem completely fine, and I'd be like, I feel like that's not doing what I've been through justice. Like, I felt like I was really split as a person. But now I'm kind of really like, you know, all the pieces of the jigsaw are coming back together. Probably still only 95%. Like, there's still a 5% which I will have to live with.
I'm conscious that we're kind of jumping
Yeah,
ahead. So
sorry.
No, not at all. Let's just, you know, we chatted before, and obviously the full story of what happened to you is in the book. You've also just done a brilliant podcast, Elizabeth Day's How to Fail. So there's more detail in that about what happened. But can you give us, I mean, top line sounds horribly dismissive of something huge that happened to you, but this sort of the potted history of what exactly happened when you gave birth to your son.
I had a miscarriage. I then got pregnant. It was a tricky pregnancy. And then towards the end of the pregnancy, I was involved in a house fire. That made things even trickier. And I was sort of constantly in this place where I was back and forth, knowing that it wasn't going to be an easy delivery, knowing myself, my body, my mind, knowing that I was an anxious person. And I really wanted to have a C-section. And I felt like I wasn't really given that option. And I met a lot of barriers. And then I ended up going into labour naturally on my due date. Pretty much everything went wrong that could have gone wrong. There was a shortage of staff. It was on a Sunday. We were kind of just left in a room to our own devices. I was in excruciating pain. The baby was back to back. I do feel like I went in blind. And then, there was meconium in my waters. I had sepsis. I was very, very sick. I was sort of hallucinating in this long labour, begging for a C-section. There wasn't anyone that was there that was listening to my request. And the baby, Leo, my son, was stuck in my pelvis and they couldn't get him out. So they tried sort of lots of interventions manually. So then we went into theatre and they had to kind of then push him back up with something called a pillow. And it was a really long operation in which I was awake for most of it. I could feel some of it. My partner was there, sat next to me. The fear on his face and everyone's face around me was not comforting at all. And it was honestly one of the most horrific experiences in my life. They then had to go back in and I did have a major bleed and they had to sort of take things out and, you know, rearrange the organs and my whole uterus had basically snapped. The operation came to a close and I was then recovering in hospital for a few days. And that was really, really tough because I was just so disorientated. Like I felt as though I never had that moment where someone came in and explained what had happened. Before then we were discharged home and I shouldn't have been discharged because I was basically bleeding internally. And I'd had a CT scan that showed that I needed to have some follow-up stuff and I didn't. And then I had a major hemorrhage at home at night, which was, you know, if I thought that first operation was the worst thing that had ever happened to my life, the hemorrhage was 10 times worse because that was instant, that kind of like perpetual, like instant fear of, oh God, I'm going to die in the next second, you know, and then waking up in intensive care, which is alien.
So you obviously had these two, you know, these massive traumas, you know, in a very quick succession, and you've got a new baby at home. I suppose, you know, kind of what we've heard from you over the past couple of years has been about the impact that all of that had on your mental health. Can you just describe a little bit about what that did to you? So
I'd never had a great understanding of like poor mental health before this. I thought I did. I didn't. Lucky me. When I came home, I had a week where I was kind of trying to pick up the pieces, like frantic, like weirdly kind of booking like opticians appointments and trying to get out the house and like live normally. It was then one day when I was outside and an ambulance went past and I didn't even connect that it was this at the time and I started dissociating. That then I just felt like instantly disconnected from the world. And it was awful. I think it was a combination of, you know, going through so many changes at one time, you know, moving back into a house that we hadn't lived in for a while. And it took a really long time actually for it to feel like home. And it took a really long time for me to feel like a mother and to have any connection with my son. And I think there are probably few things as hard as going through like a significant mental health crisis when you also are expected to look after somebody else. Sure. Because everything in your body and brain is saying, survive. Like, shut down the world, like be a horse, put blinkers on, like just, you know, narrow tunnel vision, focus on like just getting through. Like, you know, and I only had space for blood test results and like medical questions and like what can I eat and I need to sleep, and I was really religious about it
medical
because of the,
complications with all this as well,
I
right?
became then sort of like obsessed with just that, and I didn't have room for anyone else. Like I didn't ask anybody a question when they came to visit me in the hospital. I wasn't like engaged in anybody else's life. I was just living in this state of fear, and that was, I suppose, because of the PTSD. So my brain hadn't had time to process what had happened to me like a normal memory. Instead, it was all really jumbled. And I was just reliving those moments all the time.
How did you begin to heal, to get over that?
So I was really, really lucky that I had my partner and his family and some people to help, so that I actually could just lie there like completely, you know, a pile of nothing, just to kind of process the memories. And I hated that people said time, but I just had to be patient with the time. And then I think, you know, it was being forced to do normal, mundane things just so that my brain got used to it again. So like really learning to live again, really like from the bottom up, like, you know, just actually being quite childlike myself. So just mimicking actually what my son was doing, like sleeping, eating, like ticking those boxes. Getting some reassurance from medical staff, getting some reassurance from people that had worked with really, really mentally unwell people before, knowing that actually there was an outcome that could be okay. So just finding the hope. And it's so cliche to be like hope, really clinging on to like the tiniest of things. I would literally sit and write lists that would look like, what have I ever done to make me happy? Because I couldn't remember. I literally was like, what on earth brought me joy ever in this life? Like, I can't think of a single thing. And food was like my one thing. And then I think I got COVID quite early on and I couldn't even taste. And I remember just like my life is not worth living now. Occasionally, like holding my son. Yeah.
How did you begin to form that relationship with your son?
Faking it, pretending that I was a good mother, forcing us to get out the house to do some stuff together, just being in the same space as him. It was hard because without knowing it, he was triggering me with the cries. And I would look at him, I'd kind of force myself, like I didn't want to. And I know that I could sound like an awful person.
Not true.
But I would focus on the things then that felt easy to me. So it might be like putting him in an outfit. And being like, okay, like I've done that. That's fine. Like that's one success today. I spent a lot of time. I think because I was just felt so disconnected from the outside world. I was thinking about this actually yesterday. I didn't have like a WhatsApp group with like other young mothers. I wasn't messaging being like, oh, hey, what are you guys doing? Or, oh, do you want to come round and like, oh, maybe we can go through this really tough time together. Like we can sit and just like let the babies play and we can learn off of one another. Like I didn't have that. It wasn't relaxing. Like I didn't have the baby bubble. I didn't have let's just spend lots of time in bed. And, you know, one of my friends did message and say she kind of like put in some headphones and would just watch loads of stuff on the TV. Like I couldn't even watch the TV. I was scared of the TV. I once came home from my mum's when I had one panic attack at my mum's and lay on a sofa for 2 hours in a dark room with her, where I started to calm down, managed to go back to my house, which I was scared of. I think it was the Kardashians happened to be on the TV in the background, and the word anxiety came on the TV, and my brain went again, and I disappeared. Like I couldn't tolerate anything.
What is the best lesson you learned kind of from therapy, from the process, you know, from there to where you are now? What's the trick, or something that you learned that helps you now be in that kind of, you know, go from that incredibly anxious state where you can't even hear the word anxiety to be where you're at today?
Might sound ridiculous. Like I do a lot of like ear massaging. Like there's a vagus nerve that runs up here, and this actually helps me. Like it calms me down. It brings me back to the present. So I've learned like a lot of different ear massages in different parts of my head.
Whatever works. Yeah.
breath work, which again is really boring, isn't it? But it's
fundamental though.
It's
isn't it?
fundamental, and it takes like time to get into. And when you're having these sort of panics, the last thing your brain wants to do is to slow down, because it feels like it needs to speed up to run. So it feels so counterintuitive, but forcing it to. Most therapists working through trauma with someone will suggest trying to find a safe place. Like, I couldn't think of a safe place for a year. And, you know, they might go, oh, you imagine you're on a beach with like a Buddha, or like sometimes people have a big like kind figure or a face looking over them in the sun. And you're kind of like, you know, wallowing around in the water, like sandy toes. And I was like, I've never been relaxed actually in that environment. Like walking through,
I'm hot, I'm sandy,
walking through a woods. Like no, I'm not resonating with any of these things.
Yeah.
Like, I can't steal anyone's place.
Yeah.
But for me, like my safe place is actually lying in my son's bed next to him, and just it's dark, and it's you know, what works for him works for me. What works for children is good for us too. Just like slow stillness.
Yeah. Your romantic relationship. What do you do now to really strengthen that? Presumably there was quite a lot of work involved in the rebuilding of that as well. What's kind of the most important thing that you do to keep that relationship healthy?
This has actually come at a really good time, this question, because it's something that we've just started working on. And like anything prior to this, if someone had asked me that, it would have been a lie. We are now actively working on our relationship. And I think because we've worked on ourselves enough, like we can prioritize this. And we actually want to do at some point, like maybe some couples therapy, because there were moments where we really should have broken up. We didn't. Grateful now that we didn't. We weren't right for each other in that bad state, but like I'm glad we kind of saw it out. We had like a really intense 4-hour conversation in the park like a couple of weeks ago, and we actually had to stop. Like Ryan pulled me aside basically from home, and like, you know, there were other people like working with me. It was kind of awkward. He was like, we need to talk. And I actually had to just sack off like a day of work to go and talk in the park.
That's what you needed.
But it had taken like 2 years to talk about loads of stuff that we hadn't yet, and it just happened to be on that day, and it was a total inconvenience. And the back of my head, I was thinking, no, this is going to disrupt everything. Like I have control over all of that stuff. It was the best conversation we've had, and we just like cried for 4 hours in public, speaking, like hashing everything out. And I think the communication is the most important thing. For me, listening to him, I probably haven't given him enough space to talk about what's going on in his head. And, you know, he kind of came up, and I won't even really be able to remember them now, but he sort of like had these 4 pillars of things, like needs that he needed met. And I was like, well, that's actually really helpful. Like if
it's tangible, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm like, okay,
targets,
well, fine. Yeah. You keep reminding me of those things. One of them actually was like a bit of an intimate thing, because it hadn't been a priority for me for over 2 years.
It's going to be the first thing to go in and amongst all of that, isn't it?
Yeah, like absolutely. Like,
not sexy.
Not sexy.
No.
Like I'm literally surviving. I'm not trying to procreate.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference. Survival, not thinking about bringing another
That's
human
another
into
different chemical situation, isn't it? Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, now I know that. Like, okay, we can work on that. Like, I'll be a bit more into that if you want.
Yes, okay, I'll try.
It takes a little bit of effort.
I must listen to the whole thing, but I saw a clip of him on TikTok talking on Josh Patterson's podcast, and it was a really amazing clip. He was opening up about kind of how this whole process has been for him, and I think it's so easy, whatever we're going through, it's so easy to forget the father in and amongst, you know, anything kind of related to maternal issues and, you know, health problems. There's another piece of that puzzle as well, isn't there?
100%. And, you know, listening to that for me, seeing that clip, like instantly made me cry. And I was so proud of him for being so brave to talk about it, because men really struggle with that kind of thing. Yeah, I thought
what I saw was so open in a way that, you know, you don't typically associate with young guys.
I'm really glad that we stuck it through. Because, like, really, we weren't going to.
You choose to be together.
Like, we did not want to be together at a time when we were at our worst.
That makes sense. Like, how can you go through these huge life changes and survive? But presumably you're all the
But
better
now
for
we
it.
look back and I'm like, thank goodness we did. And I know that a lot of couples do break up within the first year of having a child. Like, I can't remember the exact stats, but it's quite alarming. And, you know, who am I to try to encourage people to ride it out? But I think,
look where
like,
it's
you
got
actually, it's tough making, you should never actually make any important decisions after a year after trauma. I think I did read that once.
I feel like we could literally have this conversation all day. No, not at all. But two things. Firstly, a piece of advice that you would give anyone going through or kind of having had their own challenges, their own trauma, and in the midst of trying to get out of it. And also what you're hopeful for the future. What's next?
I think the advice I would give is everybody's got a book in them, so start writing because it's free therapy. It's really like the only form of totally free therapy that also you're not, you know, you can rely on like friends and find people, but that's still someone else taking your problems like on board. And like, you know, being able just to write is the most cathartic experience. So I would really advise everybody to do that, but also do invest in therapy. Like, there are some amazing Bax accredited therapists out there who will give you the reassurance that you need, that you can get better because they're familiar with it. And it's something that, like, you can't necessarily rely on friends and family for. My family had no idea how to respond to me in those moments. So they just weren't the answer. So don't give up looking. And there are like an infinite amount of resources. So, you know, just so many things that you can try. Like, you might love a flotation tank as like your way of sending out, or it might trigger something within you. So I think just keep going. Like, you know, you just gotta keep going. And in terms of what's next, well, Ryan and I are actually working on a podcast together.
Great.
So that's going to be a couples thing. And I think that there are a lot of comedy kind of couples parenting podcasts out there. But the intention really is for us to encourage people, whatever partnership that might look like, any two people, it can be friends even, to have tricky conversations. Kind of by watching us have them and kind of go through the journey with us.
Love that idea. Louise, that sounds really exciting. Will you keep us posted?
Of course.
Come on, we'll hold your
Get Ryan on
together.
next time.
Yeah, exactly. Lucky Learning to Live Again. It's out now.
Thank you.
It's out now. Confirming.
It's out now.
It's very
May.
much out.
Yes,
May.
middle of
It came
May.
out. Louise, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, isn't she amazing? Her book is raw and honest, but a hard read, and she's really taken control of something that happened to her to create a platform to help others. So bravo to her. Lucky is out now. All right, on to some high street fashion now. The high street is really killing it this season. So I'd love to hear what your top picks are. Marilyn, what are you loving right now?
So I recently bought these leather cream sandals from Emery. The way that the straps are, it's not the usual way. I can't even explain, but you need to really have a look at them.
Yeah.
And then also this, I'm going to Marbella in September.
Cool.
So I bought this halter neck maxi floral black and red dress from Mango. It's giving Spanish princess.
Love it. Sounds lush.
Yeah.
What will you be wearing with that?
I'm thinking to curl my hair, big curls, and massive gold jewellery to live out my Spanish princess dream.
I love it.
I can't wait to see it on. I feel like that's such a vibe, isn't it? Just like a big floral dress. That's big. I'm loving Juliette's jewellery.
Or this casual, simple.
Yeah,
Casual.
Yeah.
Perfect for a Tuesday morning.
Well, I think it's super cool. Where'd you get it all from?
Oh my God, this is actually, I'm Cameroonian, and these are all handmade in Cameroon, so this means quite a lot to me. This one I got from South Africa, 2 months ago, also really cool. This I got from TK Maxx.
No way.
I love TK Maxx. I have no idea who actually does it, but it's TK Maxx. And then this one I got from Bimbo Wailola. I love that brand. They always have that cool jewelry. This is from a charity shop. It doesn't work, but it looks very chic.
It looks cool.
She told me it works, and I believe this nice old lady. And she was like, "Oh, it's a wind-up watch. They never stop working." I was like, "Oh, she must know." Turns out it was a wind-up. And this is from Mango, which is
Cute.
ridiculous, but I love it.
Inspiring. I love it.
It's a pink.
Yeah. Well, it looks very cool.
Thank you.
What are your high street picks for season then?
Oh, I've been loving Mango a lot. Like when they recently did the Victoria Beckham collaboration, I could not believe it. I've been obsessed with BB my entire life. So I shopped a lot of that. But my two most recent purchases, I bought this really cool linen blazer from COS because I also I love a blazer. Yeah. But it's getting like warm-ish these days. So I feel like linen is a really great fabric. Like it's breathable, so it's easy to layer without like feeling super hot on the Victoria line. But this blazer is really cool because it's linen and it's like a really lovely beige color, but it's got like leaves printed on it as well. Oh, nice. So it looks really nice and it comes with matching trousers. I didn't get the trousers, just got the blazer because I feel like I could wear it more times than if I got the suit. But I'm sure we'll link it, but it's really, really cool. And then I got this, I'm not living my Spanish fantasy, but I'm living my Italian fantasy.
Okay, yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to Sicily next week. And I bought this woven tote bag from, again, Bimbo Wailola. And it's got leather straps, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah. It's a dark brown color. And I feel like I'm going to wear it every outfit. So it's like it's actually, practical. Yeah. Practicality. But it's also really, really stylish. So it felt like it ticked a lot of boxes for me for my holiday. So those are my two recent buys.
So jealous of you guys and your holiday. It's a book one, man. So nice. Emma, are you going on any holiday soon?
Oh, do you know what? Not until September.
Okay.
No, nothing soon. So I'm buying more practical stuff. So I recently got a miniskirt from Arket. It's like a jersey with a little split. So I was thinking for the kind of weather we've got at the moment, nice with like an oversized t-shirt. Also can wear it in the autumn with like a big knit. I love a knit and bare necks. And it's quite comfortable as well, where it's nice and soft. And also another practical buy that I've got my eye on is a COS trench. It's like double layered, so it's like cream and khaki, so like the classic trench colour, then with like a khaki underlay that you can remove.
I've also got a kind of trench on my wish list, which is sort of like, it's from And Other Stories. It's like a bomber trench hybrid, and it's like, I know, bomber shaped, but it's kind of got these like trench details. It's trench coloured and these big like utility pockets on the front. Kind of weird, isn't it, to be thinking about jacket?
Did it just come out?
Yeah.
I think I
it's
put that on my wish list.
Yeah, it's firmly on mine as well. I don't know, I mean, it's weird to like think about jackets, isn't it? In the height of summer, but like, with the summer we've been having, I think it's like such a wild idea.
I love the shorter length as well.
Really cool. So I'm thinking I might invest in that as well.
That's nice.
All right, that was really fun. Thanks, girls. I'm going to use this breaking conversation to buy all of that, I think. But before you do the same, take a look at what Nana found at Mango, Zara and Free People in a last-minute holiday dash to the shops.
Hello, I am on Oxford Street today because I'm going on holiday to St Lucia, so I'm doing a last minute holiday dash in some of my favourite high street stores, and I'd like you to come with me. So when I'm holiday shopping, I am just such a spring summer girl. I absolutely love a holiday wardrobe, but I do like my pieces to work not only on holiday but when I get back. A dress like this, for example, would be really good for a beach evening night if you're going to a bar, but would also work for autumn winter if I chucked on a leather jacket and put on a pair of boots as well. Love, love, love this. This is so cute. On holiday, I love a little kitten heel or a mule. Because I must say as well, not only am I going to St Lucia, I'm then going straight to the Hamptons. So I'm kind of looking for two different styles. Let's go downstairs. Something like this, I'm getting an extra large just because I really love on holiday that loose fitting feels. I'm definitely gonna try this one on. Oh my gosh, I actually have really been looking for a shell bag. Like, if that doesn't scream holiday, oh my God, I'm 100% getting that. Great tip, Mango's accessories department is honestly, I think, an absolute hidden gem on the high street. Right, let's kind of have a little try on, shall we? Look, number one. This is just really great for St Lucia. Love the stripes, love the colour. I feel like this would work as a beach look over a bikini and just some sliders. Look, number two, this for me is a Hamptons look, but give it a beach vibe with the little shell bag. How cute! But if I were to wear it in St. Lucia, let's pretend that this is a bikini. Styled by Nana. I'm now wearing flat shoes. It's a totally different look. Ready for the all-white party in the Hamptons. This dress, love the cut, love a halter neck dress. Always add a pop of colour. And I've already got some in my wardrobe, so it goes great with the Louise bag. And heels that I had on before. Always the way, just as I'm leaving, spotted this absolute gem. I love crochet this spring, summer. It would work on the beach, but if I wanted to wear it out at night, some big high-waisted knickers and a little bralette underneath and some killer heels, loads of gold jewellery. I think I'm gonna have to go back to the till and get it. Right, Mango, very successful. Next up, we're going to Free People, but I need to get a move on because it's like getting to that time where it's getting a little bit busy, and I hate shopping when it's busy. Gorgeous colour combo. Really into the whole boxer short trend at the moment. I love a good pair of sunglasses. So fun. This is great in every colour. So cute. Oh my God, these are adorable. I mean, I just don't, what does it cover? I like the mix of stripes. And who doesn't need an oversized shirt? This will work on holiday, but also I would wear this with like a pair of jorts, denim maxi skirt. Yeah, I love it. These colours are absolutely giving. These are really great because I've got this paneling down here. This would be a beach look for St. Lucia. And then not forgetting about the sunglasses, because I'm all about the sunnies. Ready to hit the Hamptons. Wait for it. This back detail on this dress is so cute. Really just simple, chic, elevated. Nothing that a black shift dress can't do. And it's linen, so I'm not going to get too hot either. Actually, one more thing to add to this dress. We all know I'm the queen of colour, so it's not going to be a completely black look. The Louise would definitely be coming with, oh, you know what this would look really good with? The black kitten heels mules that I got from Mango. Last shop, I'm hitting up Zara. What can you not get from Zara for holiday? Like, it's a fail-safe, so let's see what's going to happen. Ooh, I think I just want to wear white. This is another great halter neck. More boxer shorts, so cute. White linen, of course, this just screams Hamptons. I actually saw this online. I love a co-ord for holiday. I don't know if this is St. Lucia or more like Capri. No, actually, this could be Hamptons. I'm making it Hamptons. So I can't stress to you how much I don't pay attention to what it says on the label. I just go on how I want things to fit. Never be afraid to size up. Spotted another co-ord. This is so chic. Nice little black pair of kitten heels. Just putting it out there. I know I already picked out a leopard print dress. This is mega. Look at the back. Oh my God, I actually just think I've got to get this. You could wear this for the beach, have it over in a bikini, or dress it up with heels and some jewellery. In my opinion, you can never have too much leopard print. Leopard print is actually a neutral. So, love these earrings. You definitely always have to have a good pair of gold hoop earrings or statement earrings in your locker for holiday. Right, let's go. I love this. Love it. I also love how high-waisted these trousers are. That is mega. That is a look. If you wanted to wear it open with a little black bandeau or a little triangle bikini underneath, that would also look really, really cute. Really subtle print. Cute. Zara are really coming through with the co-ords. I love this for the Hamptons. Or St. Lucia. This would work in both locations. St. Lucia, I would definitely have it open. Bikini underneath. Some little white kitten heels, I think, would be what I would go for with this look. Or sliders if it was for the beach. I just love styling up co-ords because you can wear them in so many different ways. Another look for my all-white party that I don't actually have an invite to yet in the Hamptons. Love this. Linen, it's super lightweight. Again, I love styling a co-ord as a full look. Just adding some jewellery, some big oversized sunglasses. I would actually have
sliders on with this. Would also style with these bangles and this straw bag that looks like an upside down hat. That was so much fun. I love a last minute holiday dash. I hope you've got loads of inspo from that. I know that obviously I bought stuff and I'll be coming back for some other bits as well. Happy holidays to me.
How good was that? So good. So many great bits.
I'm obsessed with looking at Mango's new in right now.
Oh my God, so good. Makes me want to go shopping like now. It's dangerous, isn't it? Right, well, we haven't done this for at least 3 shows. It is our guilty pleasure, things we love. So what are you guys loving right now? Is it a TV show, a podcast, beauty product, a supermarket find, anything? Emma, what's yours?
I feel like we need to discuss Daisy Edgar Jones' style right now because she is looking incredible.
Yeah, isn't she?
Yeah.
I feel like she's really doubled down on like the social media stuff and like her looks, and like I followed her for a while and like she was quite like mysterious and I wanted a bit more from her, but now I'm like, yes, looks.
Yeah. I think it's when someone does a press tour, right?
Yeah.
So she's hired Danny Michelle, stylist,
yeah.
who does some amazing people.
She does like everyone, doesn't
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
I think she's done Hailey Bieber.
Yeah.
Hailey Bieber, Kendall Jenner. Yeah. I think even Rosie Huntington-Whiteley started using her recently as well. Yeah.
Yeah. I think also her hair and her makeup have just been like so on point as
the
well.
fringe.
Yeah.
So good.
I think she might have had some extensions put in as well. So she's just kind of got this like, you know, not beachy, but like kind of messy, like tumbling hair, and she just.
It's just like the whole look together. It just works.
Yeah. What's been your fave look, do you think?
I love the Gucci where she had like a printed skirt and like a sheer shirt on. I think what I love about her looks is it's almost like you can recreate them, but obviously she does it in a much more elevated way. But I'm like looking at them thinking, oh, I can sort of try touches of that. So I've been looking for like a printed skirt, like a midi skirt, and you can do it with a sheer shirt. She's done like denim with like a lace body, which I loved. So it's sort of like elevated, but not, you can sort of recreate it.
Yeah.
Sort of, not, I won't look like that, but I'll have a go.
Yeah, we can all hope, but yeah, plenty of inspo there, yeah. Marilyn, anything from you?
So I live literally next to Waitrose and I love...
That's a bit of a flex, isn't it?
Tell us more.
That's the thing she loves.
That's all you need to know.
Japanese cuisine is my favourite, and I found this Mr. Lee chili oil, which I put on everything I have. It's very hot. On the directions, it says to use 1 spoonful. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Made that mistake.
Yeah, just use like the tiniest.
So it's like red hot
Yeah,
stuff.
it's really hot, but it has like this really nice taste to it as well. So
Okay.
it's almost addictive.
What sort of thing do you put it on?
Noodles, sushi,
Okay.
eggs,
Everything.
breakfast, everything.
Just add something.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, love it.
I'll have to give that a go.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I'm also loving this CeraVe facial moisturizer, which also has SPF 50 in it, I think. Yeah. It's a really nice, it's not too heavy and it's not too light. I also use it as a primer under my makeup, and it gives you like this glowy, sun-kissed look.
Nice. Oh, yeah. All right, cool.
Skin looks unreal.
It does, yeah. Emma, I think I missed something from you. I'll come back to it. Was there something that you were going to add?
Oh, I've also been listening to Miss Me podcast with Lily Allen and Nikita, and I just find it hilarious. I love all Lily Allen's like stories from back in the day and like trying to work out who she's talking about.
Yeah. Oh my God, there was one the other day, wasn't there, about the like going to a celebrity's house, about like, I don't know, they were doing a performance at a charity dinner or something, and then like the celebrity was like, I'm not letting you go into
with her boyfriend.
With my boyfriend. I'm like, who was that?
Well, I know now.
You do? Okay. Tell me afterwards. Yeah, gosh, really cool.
I think it's been in the Daily Mail, but
has it? All right, so we can talk about it. Clearly, my detective work is not up to scratch. I agree. It's really fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's a podcast. Yeah, it's what you need to listen to. Juliette.
Yes.
What are you loving?
I feel like I don't even want to say this out loud. I'm very much embarrassed. Actually, I'm not embarrassed.
No,
I'm
you're
proud of this.
Own it, babe.
So I live next to a Boots.
Right, we're all showing off now.
No. So I am currently obsessed with this show called 90 Day Fiancé. And let me just tell you guys about it. So there are so many different versions. It's started in America, and it's about people who like found love like outside of the US, and then they follow these couples as they then bring their partner over to the US. And in the US, you have 90 days to marry this person, and then they can become a citizen.
Oh, okay.
So they film these couples over the 90 days. It sounds nice, but the couples are insane.
Yeah.
It'll be like, you know, this guy who's like 85 and has so much money, and then this girl who's like 20 and she lives in Thailand and she has none, and then it's like, I'm sure she loves me for myself, and I'm like, oh, I'm sure she does. It's like, then they follow these crazy ridiculous couples and their crazy stories, and it's just something fun and lighthearted. And I feel like sometimes if I feel bad about my relationship situations, I watch them and I'm like, you know what? It's actually all right.
It could be worse.
I think I'm doing just okay. I'm obsessed. Then I watch people on YouTube like talk about the show after,
You're really
which is
invested.
it's even worse. Like I'm watching other people talk about the show that I already should not be watching. But I'm so invested. Guys, watch it. Trust me, watch whatever.
I've seen clips of it.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 90 Day Fiancé.
Okay.
Where can we watch it?
Well, I watch 90 Day like on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
So I watch it on there, or there's on Discovery Plus as well. You can watch it. I don't know if they show the UK version or UK show, because I watch it all like on the streaming platforms. But you can watch it on Discovery Plus or on Prime Video.
Okay, cool. All right, I feel
It's
like
so
I
bad,
need
but-
something like to really get my teeth into. That's why
me.
you watch it. What else are you loving right now?
That's it.
It's all like bad TV though. It's like 90 Day Fiancé, Shark Tank.
What's that?
Oh, is that with Emma
guys,
Reed?
Shark Tank is the American version of Dragon's Den. But like Americans,
I never
it's
knew he was
bigger
actually
and
about
better.
Shark Tank.
It's so good. Like there's Mark Cuban, who's a billionaire, and there's a lady who founded Spanx on there. She's on there.
Oh, I love her.
There's Damon, who's founded Fubu. And so but I just go there. I actually learn a lot about business. And there are loads of small women-owned businesses who come on there, like people of color businesses who come on there. So I actually learn a lot from Shark Tank, and I feel inspired watching it. So balance, guys.
High brow, low brow. I watched like Dragon's Den years ago, and it used to stress me out so much watching people come in. You know, that they'd like really hone in on the ones who were like sweating and like getting really like nervous. I'm like, I just don't want to see people crumble under pressure. Okay, it's a lot. Okay, but maybe I'll try it again. Maybe they
Try
have a bit
Shark Tank.
kinder. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Nice. Well, I have one little thing that I'm loving at the moment. Speaking of glowy products, I've tried Charlotte Tilbury's Unreal Skin foundation stick. Like I've seen lots of people talking about it, so I think there's a bit of hype around it. But I was like, do you know what? I'm gonna give it a go. But I'm just obsessed with it.
It is really good.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I thought it was like editing when I first saw the pictures. I was like, no way, it's gonna make my skin look like that, and then it did.
And it actually does. Yeah. For those who don't know about it, it's like, I wouldn't say it's like actually a foundation. It's probably too sheer for that.
Yeah, it's very sheer.
But if you like, you know, not having too much on, like it's great for days where maybe you're not like going out. Probably you just want to have like your skin but better.
Yeah.
It's really glowy. You can add a little bit of concealer in places you need it. I think it just makes, it literally makes your skin just glowier and fresher.
And does it work under?
Yeah,
foundation
I
as
think
well?
you can. I have just been using it with concealer, to be honest with you, because I prefer a slightly more pared back
Natural,
look.
yeah.
But I think, you can wear it underneath and then put a bit of like foundation on top. But it is so good. I'm obsessed. So yeah, that's my one recommendation for the month. All right, thanks ladies. And that is it for today. Thank you so much to you guys, and of course to Louise and Nana. Next week, Nana is back with more great guests and more fabulous content. In the meantime, we would love it if you could comment below, give us a thumbs up, and do subscribe if you haven't yet. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Goodbye.